Another entry, another roguelike. It's like I have a brand at this point. Either way, I'm here to talk about Mecha Ball Go. Now you're probably wondering why I'm talking about this small indie roguelike as opposed to the new Yakuza game that came out or something. And that's largely because I'm highlighting smaller games that would otherwise be swept under the rug. The other reason would be that I still have a subscription to Xbox Game Pass and Infinite Wealth was $93.49 Canadian before taxes, and I refuse to spend over $800 on a singular video game. I'm a clown, not a fool. Plus, I'm continuing my trend/experiment of getting videos out quicker, and I needed something that could help me facilitate that. Also, January was a slow month for the most part, so I need something to talk about. Anyway, I'm wasting time. Let's get into this ball-themed video game. Mecha Ball Go starts with an intro showcasing some of the cutest little critters you have ever seen, immediately getting thrown through space-time because of an interdimensional wormhole that opens up on their planet. They then use it as an opportunity to create mech suits that will not only help protect them from the dangers of the universe, but to also help them get closer to closing that dang wormhole to begin with. As far as setups go, this is a decent one. I know that unless your name is Hades, you aren't gonna need a good story to get the ball rolling in a roguelike/light/whatever we're calling them these days, but it's nice to have. The structure has Mecha Ball Go shaking out as such. You load up, choose one of 4 mechs of differing stat distributions, and fight your way through multiple waves of enemies and bosses until you reach the epicenter of the wormhole phenomenon. Along the way, you can pick up various weapons and upgrades that make you better at killing stuff, and this is where the standard shit ends. The unique spin Mecha Ball Go has going for it is in, well, the ability to turn into a ball. Oh, and that it's also a twin stick shooter. That's pretty important to mention. These actions alone turn the game on its face for the simple reason of roguelike simply, for me at least, not being played in this style very often. I have played top-down roguelikes before, Hades and Enter the Gungeon being the 2 that stick out the most, but never one that explicitly goes full twin-stick shooter. It just feels like it would be an obvious choice for this genre. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The reason that this is a smart choice is because of how it lends an arcade feel to Mecha Ball Go. By holding the left trigger, you turn into a ball for increased mobility, and because moving around normally, as seen in the footage, is pretty goddamn slow. But when you move in ball form, you goddamn move. Like goddamn lightning. It gives what I assume are Super Monkey Ball vibes, but I never played those games, but I'm assuming that moving around as a monkey in a ball is a huge part of them. But seriously, the ball form is the linchpin of the gameplay in Mecha Ball Go for obvious reasons. Everything is built around it. The levels are designed to take full advantage of it with ramps, tubes that change elevations, increased verticality to really lean into that stuff, pinball-style bumpers on corners so that you ricochet off of stuff, bounce pads for jumping, and the list goes on, and all of this is facilitated by the main burst ability as well. Hold both triggers and you get a burst of speed that comes back after a second or two. This can be used for interrupting enemy attacks, so you can get ammo, stun enemies, and also dodge enemy attacks. You can do so goddamn much with just turning into a ball that it's kind of wild. But the word ball is in Mecha Ball Go's name, so I shouldn't be too surprised. There's other stuff, like progression. That's right, there's progression and meta-progression. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but they're here to stay and I can't change them. I'm not the emperor of video games. If that ever happens, I give you all free reign to beat the crap out of me. Removals of violence aside, the progression of Mecha Ball Go is a bit on the simpler side. With only 104 unlocks spread across 54 passive upgrades, 25 active abilities, and 25 weapons, this feels like a smaller set of unlocks to work with, but there's still enough flexibility to make some killer builds. You can focus entirely on weapon damage for the best bang for your buck on guns. You can also go all in on collision damage to get more ammo, but also give you more ammo and increase your stats on top of being a wrecking ball. Or you can just make yourself an ability-focused Typhoon and just get mega short cooldowns and throw out attacks for maximum mayhem. You can do a lot of stuff here. All of what I am talking about comes together to make a suitably chaotic experience, but it can sometimes be detrimental. There were times when so many effects were going off and the colors were so saturated that it led to a bit of eye strain, and there's no options for fixing that in the options menu for reducing gamma and brightness, which sucks. I hope there's an option that gets patched in for that later. While the structure can be a bit more brisk, there is something to be said about how there's only 4 worlds before the wormhole, but that's more of a me thing than actual flaw. But that's more than made up for by way of the combat being super difficult at times. Boss fights in particular can kick your teeth in if you're not paying attention and using everything the mechanics give you. This does lessen with you getting more upgrades, but it still maintains that crunch at times when the waves decide to get a little more spicy. Mecha Ball Go is a neat little roguelike that will keep you going, but that depends specifically on how much you like roguelikes as a genre of video game. But that feeling is lessened by being framed in the context of turn into a ball, go fast, shoot enemies in the face, or die trying. Even if you're a member of the Rogueliteville Homeowners Association like I am, but if you're not, your mileage may vary. It's currently on Xbox Game Pass, so if you're subscribed to that service, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. And that will be it for this week's video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.